The challenges facing Almajiris and out-of-school children in the Northeast, governors from the region say they are committed to partnering with the National Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children education. The governors appealed to President Bola Tinubu to consider the construction of abandoned road projects, which they say contributes to insecurity in the region. Michael Oshoma has details on this report.
Most of our Anglia schools have now become outdated. That is why we embrace the Western education.
The Northeast region of Nigeria has a significant number of out-of-school children, with an estimated 1.6 million children not in school. It is on this note that the governors in the affected region are finding lasting solutions by partnering the National Almajiri Commission to tackle the basic education crisis in the region. The decision is part of the resolution reached at the Northeast Governors Forum meeting in Damaturu, where the governors acknowledge the urgency of addressing the alarming number of out-of-school children in the Northeast.
Resolved to work closely with the National Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children education by providing office space in each state, support the enrollment of Almajiri and out-of-school children into formal school, provision of vocational and technical education, as well as develop a unified approach to addressing the menace in the sub-region.
The need to generate employment opportunities for our youth is very necessary to avoid exposing them as veritable tools for recruitment into terrorism, banditry, and other forms of social vices.
This collaboration marks a critical step not only in education reform, but also social empowerment and infrastructure development.
The poor road network in the sub-region is contributing to the insecurity in the region. It calls on Mr. President to, as a matter of urgent concern, address the issue of abandoned project, which is critical to addressing poverty, insecurity, and general underdevelopment of the sub-region.
As we move forward, we must invest in our infrastructure to provide our people with good access roads, reliable electricity, and clean energy, clean water. We must work to reduce poverty by creating jobs, promoting skills acquisition, and supporting small businesses. We must develop our industries to diversify our economy and to create opportunities for our young people.
However, Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states have the largest number of out-of-school children, which is occasioned by Boko Haram insurgency.
As part of the initiatives of the governors, local educational policies will be reviewed to ensure they meet the unique needs of the Almajiris and the out-of-school children. Michael Oshoma, TVC News, Damaturu, Yobe State.
Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Yobe State, Professor Abba Idris, joins me on the news to help us understand the potential benefits of this partnership. It's good to have you join us on the news.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Well, help us understand what potential benefit this partnership will be. That's the partnership between Yobe State and, of course, other northern states with the National Commission for Almajiris and out-of-school children education. Do you think this collaboration will improve access to education for the Almajiris?
Of course, this is one of the initiatives of His Excellency the President, supported by the governors of the Northeast. One of the major aims is to make sure that the number of out-of-school children has been reduced to the barest minimum, and also to make sure that, one of the major problems we are facing with Almajiri schools is that they don't have unified curriculum. That is why the National Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children education was to serve as a regulatory body. So serving as a regulatory body together with the collaboration of the Northeastern Governors Forum, it will serve as a body that will develop a curriculum that will serve as a unified curriculum for all Almajiris. Another thing is it will also create an avenue for these teachers to be trained on this teaching profession, because most of the teachers that are teaching in these Almajiri schools are teachers that have undergone through the system without acquiring a particular teaching methodology. What they have gone through is what they are now imparting on the students. So it will create an opportunity for the teachers to be trained. When the teachers are trained, the curriculum is unified, the entire region will now have a system of education that may probably be recognized by the National Policy on Education.
Just to put this into context, I want you to help us highlight some of the challenges facing the education sector in Yobe State. I know that there have been fundings from development partners here and there, but what really are the challenges? And help us also understand the plans that you have in place to address these challenges and why you've not been able to address these challenges up until now.
Well, there are many challenges facing education, not only in Yobe, but in Nigeria at large. However, it's called on. If you look at the number of
Commissioner, I don't know if you can still hear me. We seem to be having some network challenges there. But if you're still speaking, I was asking about the plans that you have in place to address some of these challenges.
As I said earlier, one of the major problems we are facing in Yobe State is the out-of-school children, which we have a very good mechanism to address the matter. This is as a result of insecurity. Whenever a community is such children out of school, that is the education to be free. All education from primary school to secondary school to WAEC and NEPA, all these financial bodies are being taken. The Yobe State government is paying for all this. So no child is paying anything from primary school up to the time they will complete their secondary school. Secondly, is the improvement in the infrastructure. You know, most of the insurgents during the Boko Haram insurgency, these insurgents are attacking school facilities. That is why we have most of the schools were destroyed by the insurgents. That is why a plan has been made now from this year up to 2025-26, a total number of 50 new schools will be constructed by His Excellency, Honorable Mai Malabo, in order to make sure that the number of out-of-school children has been drastically reduced. Another factor, in order to improve, particularly to encourage adolescent girls to go to school, a total number of about 66,000 adolescent girls have been selected that will be receiving monthly stipend in order to encourage them to go to school. We don't want to see them roaming the street hawking. We want to see them in the school. Another thing we are doing, we are making the school hours to be flexible. You know, most of the households depend on rich money. But for us to have this in mind, we need to make sure that instead of them to go and hawk throughout the day, if they hawk in the morning, in the evening, we take the school to them. So we are making the school hours to be flexible in order to make sure that these children, wherever they are, we take the school to them. So these are some of the measures we are taking in every state to make sure that the number of out-of-school children has been reduced to the greatest level.
Professor Abba Idris, Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education in Yobe State, thank you so much for talking to us. Well, still to come on the news at 10, United Nations resident and humanitarian